What's up, guys? I'm gonna try a general reading. I haven't been liking the nakshatra so much lately. I just want to see a general reading. See for any zodiac sign. Just a general overall energy reading. Okay, that was the first card that ever came out of this deck for me. We have Spiritual Wisdom with Nithayaha. And then we have Glacia Labolas with Black Magic. So somebody could be sharing spiritual knowledge. Somebody could be giving you spiritual knowledge, giving you lessons, teaching you things. But really, it could be like coverted as black magic. I don't know. We have that. The Magician. Somebody could be manifesting things with their voice. Somebody could be yeah, we have the Queen of Swords coming out. So somebody's very intellectually sound. Somebody's intellectually stable. Somebody has the ability to speak well. Somebody is precise with their communication. But are they saying things that are honest and true? That might be where the deception is they might not be being honest and they might not be being truthful with what they're really saying. So that's something you need to be cautious of. This is for Rohini, nakshatra. We have the Hierophant. And the Eight of Wands in reverse. We have the Queen of Swords. Someone is trying to be deceptive. Someone is trying to say that something is spiritual wisdom when in fact it could be black magic, or somebody could be feeling like the things that you're listening to, the things you're learning about, they think it's like dark, but really it's not. It's just like a different perspective. Like you have a different perspective than what they have, or somebody could be thinking that what you're doing is dark, but really it's not. They just aren't evolved enough to understand or to see it as what it is. Right? So you could be kind of like new to something, or maybe you're not being necessarily told the proper information like you should be. And maybe you need to go to a more like verified source in order to get the information that you're trying to get, right? We have this Hierophant card, the Three of Pentacles, right? So you are definitely working hard at something, and there is a community, or there is a group of people that is willing and able to help you. There's the Three of Cups as well. So whatever you're working on with people, it's definitely got everything it needs to be to grow into something great. But was the seed that was planted originally, was the original seed that was planted a lie? Was what was planted within you, right? The beginning, the thing that at the root of the problem, was it honest, or was it just a fabricated idea? Was it something that was tangible, right? Because that will definitely affect the way that the fruit grows once the tree is all the way, bearing fruit, and once the plant is all the way bearing fruit. The Star is coming out in reversed, and we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like there is definitely a need to There's like not seeing something all the way to the end or something. It's like getting out quicker than you should be getting out of something, right? It's like you don't want to see something through to the end. You don't want to wait and watch something grow. You might have put the work in to make this thing grow, but you are not interested in waiting around to see what the results are going to be. It's like you've moved on. You've moved on to something new by this point already, right? You've already found something different to do. It's like you're not sticking around for the end result. You're on to the next thing. You're on to the next thing. So whatever the fruit is, whatever it is, even if you did put the work in to grow the fruit, whatever the fruit is that's being born, or that's being like given off by this tree that you put the work in to build, that you put the work in to grow, you're not necessarily sticking around to reap the benefits. It's like you might have put the work in, but you're on to the next thing. You could be having like a love interest in mind, something else that you're interested in, something else you have your mind on, right? You don't have the energy to wait around for this slow tree to grow. Why would you want to do that? You found something or someone else already that strikes your interest, that you can reflect their light off of, right? Because you're reflective, right? You're very reflective of the sun, right? The sun is coming out in reverse. And the Ten of Pentacles is coming out in reverse. So I feel like, it's almost like you might have missed a window in regards to something, right? So you put the work in, but the money wasn't coming in quick enough, or you didn't have the time to invest any longer, so you had to go and put your energy elsewhere, where it was more prosperous, and stop focusing on things like this. The Ten of Cups talks about almost being home after a long journey. You're tired. You finally get to see your wife and kids again. And I feel like that it's almost like you didn't make it to that point, though. It's like you took a different route as opposed to staying the original route. And you just got distracted and your mind went somewhere else. You got distracted and your mind went somewhere else. You stopped paying attention to the thing that was originally important to you. Right? You went off on a tangent and you could have built something else that was great. But while you were doing that, disconnecting yourself from your original plan, I feel like your original plan began to prosper and became very abundant. And that might not be something that you're aware of, but I feel like that's what it was. And so now it's like all of the people that helped you build and grow this other thing that you didn't have the time or the patience to see through to the end is now blossoming and in great abundance, and you're like kind of missing out on it, and you're not being able to reap the benefits off of it because you got distracted and sent into a different timeline or onto a different thing, right? That's what that's giving me. Right? You didn't have the patience, you didn't have the ability to see something through, or you just got distracted by something else that was shiny, someone else that was like willing to give you different attention. You have a desire for attention. You really do want attention, and that's definitely what kind of motivates this nakshatra, is attention and affection, and as well as money and just like being treated well. But I feel like that's what that's giving me. It's like you got something caught your eye on a different trajectory, on a different timeline, and it just like sent you into all the way into a different, something different. I'm not sure. That's what I got for that sign. It's like you had your mind really, really focused on one thing, right? Whatever it was, whatever your main goal in life was, it's like now that's not your main goal anymore, and your main goal is on something completely different, right? You had like a really strong fixation and like focus on one thing, and now it's like completely changing and you're focused on something completely different. Whether it was working out, right? Maybe you're not working out anymore. Maybe if it was a person, you're not really necessarily focusing on that person anymore. If you're, you know, focused on tarot card readings, maybe you're not so focused on tarot card readings anymore. It's like you found something else to occupy your mind and your time and the things that you're thinking about, right? Your aim of like your desire, right? Because you have a lot of desire as Rohini. Your desires are like changing a lot really quickly. The Fool, yeah, and it's like you're kind of just jumping into something. We have the High Priestess, we have the Three of Wands, we have the Nine of Earth, and the Queen of Fire. It's just like, I don't know, you're just like taking your energy and you're going in and you're investing it in something completely different than what you had originally been focused on, right? So say you've been watching a lot of YouTube, right? It's like YouTube's not really accepting, or you're not really wanting to spend your energy on that. Maybe you've been listening to a lot of music, you're not really listening to music so much anymore. Maybe you're making music, right? Maybe you've been spending a lot of time like trying to get away from work. Now it's like you're at work and you're just there and you're absolutely loving it and you're just flowing in the environment, as opposed to like trying to escape the environment. Maybe you were trying to go and watch YouTube videos or something like that. It's like wherever your focus was really at, it's like your focus is really beginning to shift. Okay, we have the King of Earth, the Ace of Wands, and then the Ace of Swords in reverse. Give me one more. The Three of Wands again. I feel like as this happens, I feel like what all that energy that you've been putting towards manifesting something, it's going to start to unravel as soon as you like take your eyes off of it. As soon as you take your desire off of it, all of that like energy, pressure, buildup that you had been putting on one certain specific target, it's all going to like snap back at you, but not until you can take your eyes off of it. Until you can take your eyes off of it, it's just going to continue being like pressure put into that arrow, right? You think of like when you're pulling an arrow back, as far back as you can pull it is as far as it will shoot. So like the more energy that you're putting in on something that you've been wanting, which you're no longer doing that because your energy is shifting and your focus is shifting into something completely different. Someone completely different, right? Maybe you're focusing on your health, your animals, dancing, who knows? Could be anything. Your job, learning something new, reading something new, writing your own book, something like that. I don't know, but all that energy is going to definitely have its effect as soon as you can take your mind off of that. And I feel like that's just something that's naturally going to happen to you. You have the Elder and the Chef. Something to do with like a parent, or maybe you're an elder, or something to do with God, or Coach. All right, that's for Rohini. That's the Blushing Bride. That's the desirable one. And I will be back in a few days, and we will continue on with Mrigashirsha and Ardra and Punarvasu when I get the chance to come back, right? We have Coach, Train, Nurture, Develop a Plan, Encourage, and Support. So you got this. Gotta go. Bye.